Welcome back aboard Blurred Force One with your boys Mo and Lottie, and this is the Supercast. The Supercast where we talk about all things superhero in our pop culture media. It's movies, TV shows, video games. We talk about the news, do some speculation, all that good nerdy stuff. And before we get into the podcast today, do us a favor, get down there, hit like on this video, or if you're listening to us on a podcasting platform, you know what to do. Go and give us a review. 5 stars will be the best, but whatever you think we deserve. And Lottie, what a time to be a superhero nerd. We got The Boys this week. My Adventures with Superman. There's a new Suicide Squad show is coming out soon. We got Deadpool and Wolverine coming out. Like we are basking in the glow of Caped Crusaders, and I kind of love it. But we're going to talk about all that stuff in a minute. Before that, Lottie, how you doing today? And what you been up to that's nerdy?
Man, I've been really not much. I'm working on a new video that's going to piss off a certain fan base on the internet. Xbox fans, by the way. Because they don't want to admit that the Xbox brand is dying. Their games are coming on PlayStation. Still don't want to admit it. But besides that, of course, I've just, going back to my backlog beating games that I didn't beat. Finally beat the God of War DLC, which was absolutely worth it. Gonna go back and 100% Horizon Forbidden West and play the DLC. Just clear out the games. Since there's a little lull in games that are coming out, I'm just saying might as well beat the games that I already have instead of buying the game I know I won't play.
Right. What's this beating games thing? I have lots of games. I don't got one of them finished. I think the last video game I've legitimately finished was Spider-Man. The one for PS4. Not the PS5, PS4. So but you know what? That's just my hoarding mentality, I guess. On my nerdy things I've been doing, been watching Star Wars The Acolyte and wading into the cesspool of fandom that unfortunately kind of permeates Star Wars fandom. Lots of toxic fans, lots of bullshit talking points. If you want to check it out, I did a kind of an opinion piece about that shit, about people hating on the Acolyte. Check it out. I think I have some good points to be made there. Lottie, also, I got called basically a homophobe by rando person on Threads because I said I didn't like the 3rd episode of the Acolyte, and I literally said, I didn't like the certain performances, and I liked some of the stuff in it. I just didn't like certain characters and what they did. And this person was like, no, the real reason is because 2 ladies had a baby, and I was like, what the? I'm thinking you ever have someone accuse you of something? You're like, how the fuck did you get that from anything I said? And it's just because this person, they're like an anti-fandom menace person, if that makes sense. Not an they're the polar opposite. Instead of seeing wokeness as a problem, they see not celebrating, whatever their issue is. If whatever their pet thing is, you don't have glowing praise for it, you must be a bigot. And I'm like, no, bitch, I can not be a bigot and just not be moved by the fucking story. It's possible. It's possible to watch something like The Acolyte, and then one of the episodes just doesn't quite work for you. You get what I'm saying? Why have we gotten to this point in fandom where it's all culture war? I know that, but we're at a point in fandom where there's these far right chuds who are pre-hating on The Acolyte without having seen it. Then on the other end, which is so fucking weird because I'm usually on the other end, but there are people that are nominally in agreement with me that can't even accept that someone can have, that can just not connect with a fucking episode of a show. And instead of it just being like, hey, that don't work for me, it's more like, no, it's not that it didn't work for you. You're just a fucking bigot. I'm like, motherfucker, you guys are the problem. Like, I love talking about nerd shit. Lottie, you know that. We love talking about stuff. But we are allowed to not like something and not be called a bigot for it, when it's pretty clear from my, what I said I didn't like about it. I mentioned not one thing about these kids and how they were born and other things. In fact, I said, hey, I like the whole witches aspect of it. I thought that was cool. But I said not a word about how the kids were born. All they said was, because I didn't like it, I must be a bigot. Now that's the fucking problem with fandom nowadays. The problem is that because there's the fandom menace, there are people so reactionary, knee-jerk reactionary on the other side, that they take any criticism as, straight up just being a hater. And that's not the way it is. It's crazy. Anyway.
I miss the days of when, I've told people, I've missed the days of when you just watch something and you just watched it. Like, I've told people to pretend like gay people don't exist or trans people don't exist. You're just lying to yourself. But also at the same time, to say that, because I know you didn't say that, but let's just say you didn't like the acting of one trans actor, which is probably right. That trans actor might have not did a great job. You will be called a bigot because of there's that set of fans that want to protect it no matter what. It's gotten so crazy. Like, I knew it was crazy when in 2020 they tried to cancel Spider-Man Miles Morales because he was helping the police. And they say black people don't help the police. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. There was a legit, and don't forget, we talked about this even on this Supercast, that there were black people making TikToks, making Instagram reels, and sharing it, saying that white people should not be allowed to watch Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Yes.
And I'm just saying to myself, what the hell is wrong with you guys, man? Can we just like stuff? Can we, like, it doesn't have, can I just like and not like something? Like, if I hate on it, yes, I could be right to criticize it. But if I respectfully don't like it, it doesn't mean I'm a piece of shit. Like,
it's
come on,
it's identity politics. This is all culture war identity politics shit. If you bind all of your identity, as I said in my opinion piece, don't make your whole identity be about hating on things or being against diversity or inclusiveness. And I'll say the same to this person and other people like them. Don't make your entire personality being about ride or die for whatever, marginalized group, to the point that you can't even allow someone to, in good faith, say, hey, it didn't work for me. Because you are just as bad in a different way. You're as bad in the sense of logically, you're equal to these chuds, in that you are ready to tear down people and attack people, not because, you want to hear what their opinion about the art, because they dare to not, glowingly praise whatever you've decided is your, something that you must protect. And that's bullshit. If bad art is bad or good or whatever in the eyes of whoever, the viewer, if it's bad, it doesn't work for them. It doesn't fucking matter if it involves white, black, gay, trans, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And we should not be trying to hide the fact just to avoid being attacked by people. Fuck that noise. Fuck that noise. Let's just watch stuff, and if it doesn't work for you, move on. And if it does work for you, cool. And if you want to talk about it, even cooler. Be respectful. That's all. So, and I didn't mean to go on a tangent like that, but that is, fandom has a fucking problem right now. And unfortunately, that problem is a reflection of our current society. And as long as our current society is in this tribal mentality, fandom's going to be like this, and we're going to keep having these little impasses. Because oddly enough, that person, and they blocked me, so whatever. But honestly, I probably agreed with damn near everything about what they probably had to say about it. But they chose to, leap to a conclusion based on nothing other than me saying, hey, I didn't really like this episode. They never looked at my comments on the first 2 episodes, which I really liked. I liked the first 2 a lot. So they never took the time. They assumed something simply because I said I didn't like the 3rd episode. And that's our problem in our fandom. So I'm not going to go into that too much more. But I will say, in conclusion, no, not in conclusion, but to move on, go watch Bad Boys, the new Bad Boys 4, because it's really great. So that's all I'm going to talk about this week. And also go check out that video.
Or if you're one of those black people that's still mad about the Will Smith slap, there's legit people trying to cancel Will Smith about this movie, right?
You know what? this is not superhero related, but fuck that Will Smith shit. I didn't give a fuck about it then. I don't give a fuck about it now. Doesn't matter to me. He's slapped a dude once. If that's the worst thing that Will Smith has done, and I don't think it is, but like, that's the worst thing you can show that he's done, it's weak. That's some weak bullshit. There's people working in Hollywood right now that have done way worse, and they still get work. So, fuck off. Will Smith is back. I never canceled him. I'll watch anything he's in. If you have a problem with that, you know what you can do. Block me, unsubscribe to this channel, downvote this video. I don't give a goddamn, because I'm still riding with Will Smith. So, Lottie, is it okay if I say that?
Oh yeah, man. I wouldn't have watched the movie. Did he? I forgot about the slap till I saw these videos circulated talking about Will Smith. He said you should not go. He said you should not go to watch this movie until Will Smith says sorry to the black community.
No. Oh, you talking about Stephen A? But man, fuck that. Fuck, man, shut the fuck up. Stephen A. I hate to be this person that says that, but shut up and dribble. Shut the hell up. You got millions of followers, and you wasting airtime telling Will Smith to apologize. Man, fuck you. Fuck that. Will Smith don't have to do anything. You know how I can prove it? Because Bad Boys kicked ass over the weekend. It's going to do good money. It's going to make its money back. And all Hollywood cares about is, do you make money? So Stephen A. ain't making no motherfucking money for Hollywood, so shut up. Anyway, this is the Supercast. We talk about superheroes and pop culture media. Guess what we're going to be talking about this week? We're going to talk about The Penguin and when it's supposed to be coming out. X-Men 97's nominated for some awards. Pretty cool. The Suicide Squad anime gets a release date. The Boys, an announcement about its future. Rumor about DC Studios Booster Gold and who's going to be writing it. A couple of Peacemaker Season 2 updates that are pretty cool. And then we're going to talk about, is Blade ever going to fucking come out? I know we've done this before, but we're going to do it again because something happened today and it's not good. So, Lottie, you ready to get into this, man?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, well, let's do this. So, real quick, a bit of quick news. This is just, me, shaking my pom-poms because I'm glad about this. We finally find out when the Penguin, miniseries or TV show is coming out. Lottie's coming out in September. But we are going to be eating so good. Hopefully it won't be, cold fish or whatever, whatever the Penguin likes to eat. But we're going to be eating good with the Penguin in September. You ready, man?
Yeah. Oh, listen. When I saw this, I said to myself, oh Yes, yes, yes. I have been waiting to go back to this universe for so long, and now I'm going to get Penguin this September. Mm-mm-mm.
Just
Oh,
like let's rub our fins together. Yes.
because remember, what else comes out around that time too?
Wait, what's coming out in September?
The Dune spinoff TV show.
Oh shit! Oh, good thing I have Max for free through my phone. So my phone plan. But whatever, dope. Oh man, we gonna be eating so good. Something related to that though. Did you see people talking about have asking James Gunn, like, is it true that you canceled the Matt Reeves Batman trilogy? And he was like, no, I haven't canceled that. What are y'all talking about? And I really have to ask people, like, and I understand you and we keep up with this more than other people do, but I'm like, he literally said we're gonna keep doing this. He said it like 3 or 4 times. He said it when they took over, when him and Peter Safran took over, and he's repeated it multiple times. In fact, remember he's Matt Reeves is supposed to be producing an Arkham Asylum TV show that is going to be in the DCU, right? The Batman and Penguin are not in the DCU, but the Arkham Asylum TV show is going to be in there. So I'm like, what? Where are you getting your information? There's someone out there that's just like scaremongering or something like that, because he said it several times that yes, Matt Reeves is going to continue to produce his trilogy, and of course he will. The first one made like $720 something odd $million. It was profitable, quite profitable, in fact. So yes, of course they're gonna make more. Like, Lottie, I'm like, what y'all listening? Who y'all listening to?
That movie did good. Why would he cancel a movie that made $750 million? Like, come on, man. And that movie probably would have got a lot closer if Max didn't automatically put if it didn't just go on Max. Like, I'm pretty sure DC's like, fuck. Like, they
Yeah,
know they fucked up.
yeah, and it wasn't there. It was the CEO and all them doing that. It was real stupid, but it still made great money. Like, come on, people. Of course, it's gonna be. They're gonna keep doing that. I mean, just y'all think sometimes. That's all. Anyway, I'm sure we'll probably get another trailer for the Penguin series as we get closer. We are definitely gonna watch it and talk all about it then. Lottie, no surprise here. I'm just gonna say, like, if anyone is surprised about this, you didn't watch this show. X-Men 97's been nominated in 2 categories for what's it? The TCA. I wish I knew what the TCA awards were. Let me actually find out what does that mean. But it's got, and this, to me, I think these are listed the Television Critics Association Awards. To me, it's obvious that this is just the start. Like, because they have they got the daytime Emmys and all that stuff. So the Emmys are still, going to come up later on in the year. But Lottie, it's been nominated for Outstanding New Program and Outstanding Achievement in Family Programming, which, okay, I guess it's because it's a cartoon, but I will note that it's going up against stuff like Shogun. It's going up against live action shows. So I don't think it's going to win Outstanding New Program just because it's going up against Shogun. But still, it is nominated along with some other really great TV shows. And I don't even know if it'll win Outstanding Achievement in Family Programming, because it's kind of going up against possibly like Bluey or something like that, which is huge. But still, this show that we loved has been recognized as one of the top shows of this year. And so, Lottie, are you surprised at all? And do you think this kind of lets us know where the Emmys might be going?
I mean, this was a good show. And I want to say surprisingly good, not in the sense of like I thought it was going to be bad. Surprisingly good as it blew away my expectations. In my opinion, this show was better than the original X-Men TV show. Like this was I just could not believe that I could see, something, something made from Marvel that is animated, of all things, to be such a mature, hype, badass show. Like I just was not expecting that, and it blew away all my expectations. And it's cool. It is cool to see that it's getting nominated, because what this will show is that adult animation is coming. And I've been telling, I mean, not adult, American animation is coming. Remember, I've said this multiple times on the Supercast. I am an anime fan, and I will tell you, I will stick my flag in the ground. American animation is far better than what anime is coming. What Japan is producing right now. I promise you, I will
fight
fight.
words.
I will fight and argue with every single person about this. I will die on this hill. I have watched every single anime that people have told me that I need to watch. Invincible, Vox Machina, X-Men 97, Arcane, Cyberpunk, all better. All day better. Take it all day.
I having recently watched Arcane, it's hard to argue. And of course, watching X-Men 97, Vox Machina, of course, I'm a big fan of. Yeah, it's hard to argue against that. I think that they are on a path towards an Emmy, and I don't think it should be close, really. Just they did too much. They did way too much, and they were too effective in their storytelling. Their animation was too slick. Like the package was total. Sort of related to this. I'm glad that that's happening, but I do want to point you guys, and I'll probably put a link in the description, to a podcast, not our podcast, but like a live stream that was done where Bo DeMaio did get on, like jumped on, a podcast and was talking about the making of the show. And if you like the nuts and bolts of the creation of cool things, the creation of great things like X-Men 97, it's worth taking the time to listen to him talk to these guys about the philosophy behind it, the work behind it, what he was aiming at, how it relates to his life as he grew up, and his love for the show. It's actually really, really useful. So like I said, check that out in the description. It's worth a look. But good on X-Men 97. I hope they win, but even if they don't, I'm glad there's recognition for this kind of programming. And Lottie, I hope that this kind of recognition also goes on to really, put the spurs to Marvel Animation to keep on reaching for the stars with their projects. I love What If. I think What If's great. X-Men 97 is better than it in so many ways. And if that's the caliber, if they can aim for that caliber of that X-Men 97 at the level that they have achieved, if they have that philosophy with all of their projects, then my God, we are going to be in for some of the best programming we've ever seen. I just hope.
Yeah, Spider-Man 99, please.
I mean, fuck, I don't care what it is. I have to be honest. If they take the approach and they have the right creators, or they have the creators that have the same mindset, the same affinity for the source material, the same work ethic, if they can achieve that level of production, I don't care what it is. I don't give a fuck what character it is, because it's gonna be dope. Because Marvel has dope ass characters. All they need is people who understand and believe and have love and have the desire to do the work to make things that they are going to be proud of, and we're going to get some good ass shit. So I'm ready. Brad Winderbaum, You done fucked up now. You know that. You know what they say. The reward for a job well done is more work. So I need to get in there. Need to get in there and start turning that shit out. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on this. We'll let you guys know how they do. Speaking of animation, and this is another real quick one, Lottie. It's time to join it. Like I was gonna say, it's time to join your favorite, group of losers in another world, which is sort of true, but more to the point, it's time to join the most anime character that DC's ever made, actually being in an anime, which is of course Lottie. You know who that is, right? Who's the most anime character that DC has ever made?
Harley Quinn.
Yeah, fuck yeah. She was made to be in an anime, and she will be, and not just an American, version, an anime inspired American, animated feature or series, but an actual animated series by a Japanese production studio called Suicide Squad Isekai. Lottie, what's an Isekai for those who don't know?
Usually it's an anime usually where a main character gets attacked by the most powerful character in anime history known as Truck-kun. He obliter he obliterates the main character. It sends them to another dimension where somehow, some way, they either one or two things is they either they're the main character of that universe, and in they somehow become the most powerful character in that universe, or they become the love interest of this godlike character that hates everybody but only loves that character. Usually, that is how an isekai works.
I I don't think I watched any of those. I have watched. I've watched a few isekais. Well, one of them is a sort of isekai. One of them is one where the main characters are playing an online role playing game, but it's like their second life.
You have watched the isekai. It is actually is a isekai, and a lot of people don't know it. Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay, yeah, I think I've maybe seen a few episodes, but like the more recent ones, yeah, I've watched one where I think it's called by the grace of the gods, and it's like a super low stress, there's not really any action. It's like if Animal Crossing or one of those kind of games was made into an anime, sort of. It's that sort of thing. But isekais are interesting just because you have fantasy worlds with characters you already know basically transposed into them. So Suicide Squad will be doing that. And again, produced by a Japanese company. Well, it's going to be coming out. I didn't realize it was coming out so soon. June 27th. So Lottie, and it's a series. I think the first 3 episodes are supposed to stream on Max and on Hulu. So obviously we're gonna have to watch and review, right, Lottie? We're gonna have to. It's in both of our wheelhouses, anime and superheroes.
I'll definitely give it a watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna check it out. We'll let you. Hopefully there'll be a trailer soon, and we'll be able to check that out. But we are going to watch it and review it. So come back to the channel and check that out. So moving on to live action stuff, and this is just another real quick one. Recently, Eric Kripke, who is the creator and showrunner of The Boys, a highly successful superhero show that isn't for. I want to say it isn't for everyone. It's not for the faint of heart, because it's bloody and vulgar and all sorts of stuff is going on in that show. And we're coming up on the 4th season starting next week, surprisingly. But we got some good news, Lottie, or maybe not so good news, depending on how you take it. It got greenlit for a 5th season, but the 5th season will be the last season. And apparently that was the plan all along, to do 5 seasons. So Lottie, 5th season, but it's coming to an end. How do you feel about it?
Thank God. Thank God. I salute you. for having balls, man. And I pissed off a lot of people today when I said this. Let shows end. I don't want another Supernatural. I don't want another Once Upon a Time. Let it end. Let it end. Everybody's like saying, "Oh, yeah, you think you could just end the show? We fans are going to bull." No. Let it end. The Boys is a massive universe. They could do so many spin-offs. But let the main story end. There's so many different countries. They're only in America. There's Japan. There's Africa. There's Europe. There's so many different places they could go to. The universe is massive. Let the main story end, please. I was telling somebody the comic book's already over. There's only so much you could do. Yeah. Like what do you want them to do? What do you want them to do? Keep chasing like Homelander somehow escapes and goes to space or something? He goes to another dimension? Like, come on, man. The Boys was created for one purpose: to stop Homelander. When Homelander is gone, come on, man.
Yeah, yes, I mean, they could they could Dragon Ball Z that shit and bring in another big bad that's even more bigger and more bad. But that is not Eric Kripke. He was the creator and showrunner of Supernatural for 5 seasons, and then he left the show. So he didn't run that, for the next 10 seasons. I think he came in with a plan, and I honor the idea that you had an end game in sight. You know what you were working up to, and you've been given the leave to finish the show on your own terms. That is important in this day and age, and it's important for anyone who likes any show that it ends properly, right? Yeah. So many shows, they don't know that they're not getting a third or second season, and so they cliffhang. Like, this has happened to me several times over the last couple years, that shows I've been really into have not realized that they were going to end, and they end on a cliffhanger and they get canceled. So yep. I'm all for this, and you're right. The Boys universe doesn't have to end. Like, Gen V is right there, right? Gen V season 1 happened right before season 4 of The Boys, so it theoretically could go on for several more years. And there are other characters. My only thing is this: if there ain't a fucking compelling story, forget about it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see half-baked bullshit. I don't want to see, well, it's popular, so let's keep doing it. That is one of the biggest fucking problems going on in Hollywood right now, is IP mining, right? They're farming their fucking IP. They're farming it's popular. Let's come quick. Let's do something else. No, let's not do that. Let's wait until there's an actually great idea that needs to be told. Then we do it. Right. But if it's half baked, we get Madam Web, right? If it's half baked, we get Morbius. And I hate to say it, if it's half baked, we get Venom, which I love. Hey, I love Venom, but you can't tell me that the last movie wasn't kind of like whatever, right? So we need, just like we were talking about Marvel and the animation, for all of these things, we should be demanding more. And the studio should be demanding more, because they're the ones paying for it. They're spending millions of dollars making it. It's money well spent if it's The Boys, right? It's money well spent if it's The Boys. It's not money well spent if it's Madam Web, right? That's not, they poured money into it. It's a loss. So come strong or don't come at all. That's all I'm saying. And that sounds dirtier than I meant it to, but whatever. I stick by it. So anyway, looking forward to Boys next week. We will, of course, be talking about it on this channel. So stay tuned for our reviews. So time for a quick rumor, Lottie. And this, I don't even know if you know who these people are, but you know who Booster Gold is. The time traveler from the future he's a loser in the future, but thanks to future technology and, knowledge of what's going to happen, he becomes, a superhero. Maybe not the best, kind of a dick at first, but I think you grow to love him, especially when he is with Ted Kord's Blue Beetle. So we've sort of heard, since kind of the early days of the DCU under James Gunn that they were looking to do Booster Gold. Because we already have Blue Beetle, they're looking to do Booster Gold. And so the rumor here is, and I don't know how to confirm this because I haven't seen any real confirmation, but the rumor is that they want Danny McBride, Jeff Fradley, and John Carcieri to write Booster Gold. And I only know one of these guys. I know Danny McBride. If you ever watched Eastbound and Down, but he's also, he's been in a bunch of other, like some stoner comedies and whatever over the last 20 years. And his claim to, another one of his claim to fame, believe it or not, is he was a co-writer on the most recent run of the Halloween horror series. Two of which I didn't like, but the Halloween from 2018 I did like. So he's got writing credits, but Eastbound and Down, he wrote on that. Also, these are apparently the writing team or part of the writing team for The Righteous Gemstones, which I believe is going into its third or fourth season on HBO and on Max. So, as I understand, it's a comedy, about, I guess, a mega church people that are rich or something. But so they got a bit of a, a pedigree to them. Lottie, I don't know if you know any of these guys, but the rumor is they are working on Booster Gold. How are you feeling?
After knowing that, Anthony Mackie might be available after a year or two, please be Booster Gold. This picture of him,
Anthony Mackie as Booster Gold. Boy, you are really trying. Boy, man, I tell you, you are trying to make all of the fandom menace mad. That's hilarious. Because I'm gonna say people they don't. Boy, if you make Booster Gold black, ooh, you won't hear the end of it. I mean, I'm all for it. I love making them motherfuckers mad, but I was like, man, James Gunn, he must have fucking Teflon surrounding him because they will flame the fuck out of him.
I was joking. I said Anthony Mackie as a joke, but I really meant Anthony Starr. I was joking. Now
that you said it, nope, it's official. We're gonna have Anthony Mackie. He's gonna be Captain America, and he's gonna be Booster Gold. Right there we go. Let's go. But no, Anthony Starr though. Why not?
I can see him with the blonde hair. The picture looks perfect. I can literally see him as Booster Gold. Yes. I don't even think he'll have to change it. All he has to do is not stare as much. Don't have to do the crazy stare, the Homelander stare.
Well, he won't have those little things in his cheek to make his jaw stand out. And also, I will accept it, but only if they allow him to use his New Zealand accent. So he sounds like Taika Waititi, basically. So, yes, if we can have that, cool. But the writing team though, that they are, like I said, the Righteous Gemstones. I don't know. I feel like you probably have not watched it. I haven't. I mean, there's too much freaking stuff to watch right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a very successful show. It's been going on 3 seasons now, and Danny McBride. You've seen Danny McBride and stuff. You definitely have. And like I said, he did write on the Halloween series, which I don't even know if you've seen the newer one. He was a writer on Exorcist Believer, which I think no one liked. No one liked that one though. So it basically they've got good writing to go here, and so I like the idea that it's actually moving forward. I'm just curious if these are the actual guys though. Well,
we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that James Gunn likes to get pedigree, so if the rumor is true, they're getting good people.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be good, and it will be funny. That's the good thing is he's done Danny McBride has done comedic writing definitely, and like I said, Righteous Gemstones is kind of a comedy. So, well, we'll see. We'll keep an eye out on this rumor and let you guys know if we get any confirmation. So let's move on to another DC thing. Something I know that you and I are both really, really fucking excited about, and that is Peacemaker season 2, which, if I'm not mistaken, is currently in production. They are filming. Oh well, James Gunn, I think he's only doing a few episodes because, of course, he's filming Superman. But that's okay because he's called in some help. One of those is Tim Meadows, a seasoned actor who has been around for a while. Tim Meadows, he had a long running stint on The Goldbergs, which I don't think is a show you watch, but it's a show that I really love, where he played one of the guidance counselor on the show. Also, he was on Saturday Night Live back in the 90s during one of the kind of the great runs of the show when with Will Ferrell and Sherry O'Terry and a bunch of other people who have since gone on to be quite famous in their own right, doing their thing. But he's been a character actor that showed up. In fact, the last thing I saw him in was he played in what's the show, Poker Face, which is a serialized murder mystery thing that Ryan Johnson created. So he's very good. That's what I'm trying to say. So he's going to be playing an Argus agent called Langston Fleury, who I don't know anything about. I just think it's cool that they've added a comedic actor that can also do some serious stuff, but more comedic in a show that we know is very funny. So, Lottie, I don't know if are you familiar with Tim Meadows at all?
What is with what is with what is with the with Peacemaker show having black funny ass actors being there? I can see him being the new Mer, like he's the leader of the group. Just I'm having flashbacks to the Peacemaker. Because we all know that the guy who's standing behind him, we all know who that is. I can't fucking
Oh yeah,
wait.
you're looking at the picture, John. Yeah,
I can't fucking wait, man.
that's Steve Agee, who plays John Economos, of course. Yeah, this again, he's a great comedic actor. So this is like just adding talent that's just going to add to it. I love to see it. I'm a fan of Tim Meadows. I love when he shows up in things, so that's cool. Also, more help for James Gunn to get this project rolling. He mentioned a director who's going to be directing episodes 2 and 3 of Peacemaker season 2, and it's Greg Mottola. I think I'm saying that right. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, who the fuck is that? We don't really know directors, but I looked up his IMDb after it was posted, and I was like, holy shit, this guy's awesome stuff. He directed Superbad. Well, that's automatically, bam, you've already said something good. He directed Superbad, which I love. He also directed Paul, which I think is an underrated, Nick Frost and what's his Simon Pegg movie. Nick Frost and Simon Pegg did a bunch of movies together back in the day. It's about an alien that comes to to Earth, and they're sort of going on a road trip with them. But he also did Confess Fletch with John Hamm recently, which I thought was a very good little murder mystery movie that was on Showtime. And then he did Adventureland. I haven't seen that, but I hear good things about it. But he also has directed TV shows, so he knows what he's doing around TV. Lottie. Again, I don't know if you know who this guy is, but you see his IMDb. Do you think that James Gunn is entrusting his baby to the right person?
Yes. I don't listen. I have full faith in James Gunn, especially with this TV show. This TV show was like one of the first times that I was just like, damn, James Gunn, let him cook. I man, like you said, the guy is a seasoned director. He's gonna do a good job of doing episodes 2 and 3. How many episodes are in this season, by the way? Do you
I
know?
suspect it's about the same as the first, which was 8 episodes, right? So I suspect that's the similar. It would be nice if they'd start, I don't know, adding more fucking episodes. But if they are legit hour long, who knows, we could, it might be worth 8 hours. Isn't bad, you know. We'll see. So we're definitely gonna see, but I think it's 8 episodes. So I'm excited. Like I said, he said all you had to say was super bad, and I was like, done. You don't have to say anything else. Super bad is almost exactly the right comedic sensibility for Peacemaker. So I think it's a good thing, and I can't wait to see that when it comes out. But we'll let you guys know more about Peacemaker season 2 when we get more information. And so finally, it's I guess this what is this? Is Blade ever going to come out part 3? The like the Blade movie original trilogy, the third one's the worst one, right? So in this case, Blade loses yet another director. Jan Demange has exited the project. About this is a week or so after we've learned. I think it was last week where we learned that the script was being they brought another script writer in yet again to rewrite the script. But they have the story they like, but they just want a new pass at the script, which will make 4 people working on a 4th script writer working on this script at this point. And the second director we've lost, which is, I don't want to say this is serendipitous or even suspicious, but last week we were talking about Jordan Peele taking a meeting at Marvel to see if there's something he might want to do for Marvel, to direct for Marvel. Lottie, I'm not saying this is this could just be a coincidence. I'm not saying it's significant, but didn't I literally just say like, well, they still have a director, so why would he do Blade? So they don't have a director, Lottie. Would Jordan Peele do Blade?
Only if it's going to be rated R. That's it. Jordan Peele will not make a Blade movie if it's PG-13.
I agree, and I feel like we have already sort of heard that they were going to do an R-rated Blade. That's the rumor. That's the rumor, at least.
If that is true, it's possible. But I am so dead. I'm so dead inside of it. This Blade will show up in Secret Wars before this movie comes out. Like at this movie is not coming out. The best case scenario, 2028. Best case scenario.
It's going to come out so late that Mahershala Ali is going to be Whistler instead of Blade in the movie.
In his 60s. He'll be in his 60s.
It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And I hate it. I hate it obviously because, I'm selfish and I want a movie. Clearly. I hate it for Mahershala Ali, who for 5 years has not been in the MCU when he should have been in the MCU. The best he's done is provide an off-screen voice at the end of Eternals. So a mega talent like Mahershala Ali has been languishing, waiting to get his chance that may never come. I hate it because the fans have wanted this. I hate it because it's a sign of trouble or something at Marvel, and we don't need that right now. I have all the faith and confidence in Marvel that they are going to make this work. It's just not going to be what we thought because time is slipping away. So we're not going to get what we thought we were going to get, which is Blade showing up in at least 4 or 5, 6 times in the MCU before Mahershala Ali hangs it up. Like, it will be lucky if he shows up once in this.
I don't. I'm gonna just be honest, man. I am 95% sure this movie's never coming out.
I mean, it could because they're pulling back. You know, they're pumping the brakes on it, their output. So the heyday of having 4 Marvel movies in a year is over. We'll be lucky if we get 3 in a year. And if that's the case, I mean, Blade as could. Yeah, what do you say? What do you say? 2028. I mean, that don't could be.
That's best case scenario. Like I said, best case scenario is 2028
Yeah.
because like they don't even have a script, man.
I mean, at best, they have a script that they want rewritten. So, give it a few months. Let's game this out. Let's just say they get the script, they get the script writer, and this is the one. This is it, right? Well, say 3 months to get the script on point, right? So it is June now. So let's say August, September, July, August, September. So it's done at the end of September. Pre-production has to go in, right? Now, I'm no expert, but I've seen, Marvel at its quickest. Its pre-production is like 4 or 5 months along because it's the thing about pre-production on a Marvel film is the logistics of it are significant, right? They work in Atlanta, they go on location, they may work in London. Like there's a lot of and they're talking about filming this in London, by the way. So there's a lot the logistics of it and the pre-production also involves art. It also involves, getting costumes, sets, et cetera, together. There's, previs, VFX. There's a bunch of shit going on that they have to start before they ever film anything. So you're talking about 4 or 5 months, maybe 6 months pre-production. So let's just say at the longest 6 months. So you're talking about from, October into March for pre-production, right? So now you got to film, assuming pre-production goes well. Now you have to film. Marvel movies usually take 3 to 4 months to film. So let's say at the longest, add 4 months, right? So March, April, May, June, July. So this time next year, maybe they're done filming, or they're almost done filming. Since it's a vampire movie and it's going to have a lot of flying around and transformation and stuff, you got to figure at least 8 to 9 months for VFX. So if they get their shit together, and nothing untoward goes down between now and then, you're looking at 18 to 20 months starting now, right? And in fact, I'd say it's more like 2 years starting now before we see something. It is 2020. So maybe in fall of 2026, if they get their shit together right now.
Which is not happening.
And let's remember, 2026. I'm almost certain they've already booked the release dates for that year, and they are not Blade. So
that's why I said it's not happening. 2028 is the best case scenario. I don't see 2027.
I will say that I think 2027 is the most likely candidate, given that like you have a very pessimistic view. I just outlined the optimistic view of 18 months to 2 years. So 18 months to 2 years, and fitting it into the schedule, 2027 is splits the difference. We'll see, but I'm leaning more towards Mahershala Ali not being Blade at this point. It seems too unlikely. He may be somebody else. They may recast him as somebody else in the MCU that doesn't require, him to be 20 years younger than he is. But I don't think he's going to be Blade. Prove me wrong, Marvel. Prove to me that you can make this shit work. Because I'm like Lottie, I don't believe it. So This Daywalker, he can't. At this point, he's going to be using a Daywalker to run around as Blade. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on this. We'll let you guys know if anything comes up about it, and hopefully it'll be good news. So, anyway, that's all of our news for this week, and I feel like we covered the bases pretty well. It was kind of a slow news week, but you know what? Maybe we missed something. Or, you just have something to say about what we were talking about, or just want to give us some kind of feedback, whatever the case may be. Get down there to the comment section, leave your thoughts there. Of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, blurred_force1 on Threads and on Instagram, and it's super_not_funny_show on TikTok. And while you're down there, do us a favor, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. All that good stuff helps to grow this channel, helps more people to see this podcast and all of the other content that we make. And if you're listening to us on a podcasting platform, do us a solid and leave us a review. 5 stars will be the best, but whatever you think we deserve. And of course, I can't do this by myself. Lottie keeps us all up to date on what's going on with video games and, of course, anime and the superhero stuff. So, Lottie, man, tell them where they can find you on the internet.
Well, you can always find me on my Instagram and YouTube, which are conveniently both Anokinihun. Again, it's Anokinihun, Anukinihun. Again, it's Anukinihun. I mean, Anukinihun. I am working on a new video talking about the Xbox Game Pass model, so stay tuned for that.
Yes. So I actually had the Xbox Game Pass for a little while. Surprise, I'm not a huge gamer, so I didn't really take advantage of it. But it did let me play Hi-Fi Rush, which was fun. And didn't the studio that made Hi-Fi Rush get like laid off or closed?
Yeah.
What the you know what? I'm sorry. I hate to do this at the end of the fucking Supercast. But what the fuck, man? Hi-Fi Rush, it is like, I didn't finish the game. And I was having to play it with keyboard and mouse because fucking Xbox whatever Game Pass is stupid with my controllers. Whatever, it's fun and it's original and interesting. That's an interesting, fun, well thought out game. And they fucking shuttered the studio. Are you?
It's almost like telling people to not buy games and to rent them. It's a bad business model.
I'm just saying, like, this is similar, as you say, similar to what goes on in Hollywood. When your business model actively punishes people who are making great art and not punishing them, you're going to get crap. Or you're going to get the 50th fucking iteration of Call of Duty, or on TV, the 50th fucking NCIS.
Yeah.
It's the same bullshit recycled, and we're not going to get interesting things, and I fucking hate that. Like, I hate to sound so mad about it, but it's true. Like, I'm not a huge gamer, but it really angers me that a studio that poured its heart and soul into a very innovative and interesting and good game, they don't reap the rewards for it. The studio that bought them shutters them for a tax write-off or whatever the fuck, or for saving money. And people who are good at making video games are out of a job. It's crazy.
And they own the IP, so they can always make another one.
But it's gonna be garbage. They did that shit with Rare. Who, I forget, or was it Microsoft did that shit with Rare and tried to fucking make another shooter with Perfect Dark, and it wasn't as good.
Yeah.
Like I get the reasoning for corporations. They have the money to make things happen, but they also are run by people who aren't in it to make great games. They're in it to make a buck. And making a buck you can just as easily make a buck by firing people as you can by making a great game. And when that's the case, bullshit happens, man. It's anyway. This has been the Supercast, where I promise
Now you see why this video needs to be made.
Oh my God, you can clip that too. But this has been the Supercast, episode 153. Thanks for joining us on this time. I promise next time we are definitely going to talk mostly about superhero stuff, but we do appreciate you checking us out, taking the time to listen to us, and we hope you'll come back next week where we will talk about even more superhero related things. Until then, I've been Mo, your comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, lover of all things superhero, my good friend Lottie. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.